Hello, my name is Beck and welcome to a spoiler-free review of Only Mostly Devastated by Sophie Gonzalez. First of all, I want to say that I love this book, and usually I read fantasy, so the fact that I branched out of my usual wheelhouse and picked this up is just a surprise in general, but the fact that I adored this book was well worth jumping outside my wheelhouse. So, what is this book actually about? It follows Ollie, and Ollie has had this summer romance with this boy named Will, but once summer ends and they have to go back to school, Will suddenly stops texting him back and Ollie doesn't know why. On top of that, Ollie has also just moved semi-permanently with his parents and his family to a new state to join a different school because the family need to support his Aunt Linda because Aunt Linda has cancer and they need to look after the family, provide support and look after her kids while she goes to chemo. So there's a few different scenarios happening here in Ollie's life. We see Ollie going to a new school, Ollie who is not closeted, Will who is also the love interest but is also not out whatsoever. And so on Ollie's first day at school, he ends up talking to these three girls and they're effectively the Pink Ladies because this is a Grease retelling, and he tells them that he had a summer romance with Will, and it turns out that Will is one of their close friends. So Ollie accidentally outed Will to his close friends, but it doesn't go down the narrative path of becoming negative. And I think that's why I have a lot of respect for this book, and I ended up really enjoying it because of that reason. Because the friends in here stick up for each other, they trust each other, and there's a solidarity there. And if there's a good foundation of friendship and understanding, then obviously I'm going to respect and enjoy the book. And that is what Only Mostly Devastated did. Unfortunately, when Ollie runs into Will again at this school, because obviously these girls know him so he attends the school as well, Will doesn't really respond to Ollie in the way that Ollie expects him to, because this comfortably queer guy who was really affectionate and lovely over the summer break is suddenly this high school jock who is a bit of a jerk and doesn't really respect Ollie in the same way that Ollie expected him to. And so the plot really delved into potentially a coming out narrative, but in the way it did it, I actually really respected, like I said, and enjoyed it because Ollie never pressured Will to come out so that they could be together. Ollie was like, well, Will is treating me like crap and I don't want to be part of that. So respectfully, I'm going to decline. Bye. And I love that that was a theme in here because you don't often see healthier relationships portrayed in a young adult book. But Ollie was like, I know who I am. I'm comfortable with who I am. I know you're not comfortable being out as who you are, and I'm not going to pressure that and expect you to conform to what I want. So you can go over there and I'll go over here. But obviously, because we know it's a love story, it doesn't necessarily work out that way, and these characters keep getting thrown together. And so I really loved their dialogue. I really loved the interactions. I love how emotional and tender parts were. I love that it was funny at times as well, and I love that it wasn't just a romance. It included a lot of friendships too, and it had the potential to be really nasty with the three Pink Ladies, and it had a potential to go down a negative path with them, I guess treating Ollie like crap, but it didn't actually go that way. And I was initially expecting it to and it didn't. So I was pleasantly surprised that it subverted that expectation of mine because I've seen it prevalent everywhere. The whole group of girls that are nasty but on the outside seem nice so they get trusted and then the person regrets it later. That didn't happen here, although there is some kind of argy-bargy at the beginning, but that gets explained later. And it really has a depth and a decent reason for happening. It wasn't just for the sake of the plot, these characters iced him out. This also had a big emotional impact on me when it came to the cancer subplot. So if that is something that is triggering for you, or you just don't like reading about cancer stories, there is a B plot in here that is secondary to Will and Ollie's love story as the A plot. And it had a really big emotional impact on me, and I was tearing up reading it in this book. And I think if I didn't see the aspect of Ollie's home life with him babysitting Aunt Linda's kids, I wouldn't have rated this as a 5 stars like I did, because you get to see Ollie in different contexts and you get to see his reactions to different things, and it makes his character well developed and it gives him a breadth that I really enjoyed. And because you get to see his experiences and he does react as an upset teenager, it's very believable and it's very authentic, and I like how genuine this book was. So basically what I'm trying to say is if you want a coming out story that's positive, that has support, that is friend oriented as well, has a really decent family dynamic at the heart of it too, and has a really healthy relationship at the core of it, you're going to really want to read this, because I didn't expect any of those things going in, and I loved this book. It obviously had moments of humor as well. I found that not just Ollie was developed in the book, I found the side characters were developed quite significantly too. Honestly, I just really loved this. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, like I said. I don't usually read contemporary, but I would happily reread this if I felt in the mood to read another contemporary. It was wonderful. I want more people to read it. I have seen it talked about a little bit on different social medias, but I want more people to actually have it on their radar, and that's why I did this review. So if you can pick up this book, please do. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll chat to you down in the comments, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.